So we're back again to do another watch party. The first time was a moderate success when we did Lord of the Rings of Power. Not the show, mind you, just our having fun with it. We don't even have a name for this series, do we? I just called it Dev and Friends Watch Lord of the Rings last time.
Well, now it's Dev and Friends. It's called Dev and Friends Watch. There you go.
Dev and Friends Watch? I guess so.
And then insert title. Yeah.
We've got Arch, Lilith, and KIBS here once again. Hello, everyone.
We're back.
We're back.
Communism spreads.
Communism spreads. We've come back to watch another one, and this time it is The Last of Us TV show on HBO. I will say we tried to do this once before, but KIBS, what did you do?
What do you mean? What'd I do?
Well, something killed the last watch party. What was it, KIBS?
Yeah, it wasn't me.
You sneak.
What am I talking about?
You sneaker. So the reason that we're doing episodes 1 and 2 in one go, and also the reason that we are a week late on episode 1.
It's Dev's fault.
Is it my fault?
Yep. Dev could have told me that the microphone XLR cable was busted, but you took too long. So we had to wait a whole week. Can you believe that? We'll let this one slide, Dev, but next time.
All right, KIBS. Just for that, I'm in post. I'm gonna make your avatar a brony again.
There's no need to be mean.
So we are, in fact, going to do episodes 1 and 2 in one big, long, 3.5 hour session. This is going to be real fun. I'm sure, actually.
You lying sack of shit.
So, Arch and KIBS, I was on the Arch cast with you guys, and we talked a whole bunch about The Last of Us. Because, Arch, you have no idea what this show is or what the game is, right? So we had to fill you in.
We talked about the game?
We did, as well. You don't remember, it's your own show!
Who are you?
So, Arch, The Last of Us is a console game. Okay?
It is. It's trash.
I mean,
Yes.
It is trash, yes.
And you know what? Here. Because, Arch, you never played it, right?
Of course not.
And you don't know the interest, like the cultural interest surrounding it, right? It's the end of the PS3, 360, Wii console era.
Mm-hmm.
The PS3 was a powerhouse for the time. Sony wanted a game that could truly show off its power. And that game ended up being The Last of Us. This is at the height of certain trends in gaming. One was the idea of the cinematic experience game.
Mm-hmm.
So there's lots of cutscenes. There's lots of moments where your character just walks slowly through an environment and talks to another character. You see a lot of that in like God of War nowadays, and Tomb Raider does that as well. But this was kind of the peak of that type of gaming. It's less popular than it was, but you still kind of see it sometimes. So even though the game had a lot of decent combat and decent exploration, decent crafting, decent stealth, the game was clearly focused on a cinematic experience. Second is that in this period of making video games, and just in general pop culture, there was a common storytelling motif of an older heroic man who teams up with an adoptive daughter figure. And generally the idea is that the older man didn't really have a chance to be a father, and he kind of regrets certain parts of his past. He's older, he's not really in the game anymore. And the adoptive daughter is somebody who never knew what life was like before the apocalypse, because this is always an apocalyptic story. So older man deals with the fact that the world's gone to shit. Adoptive daughter doesn't even know what he's talking about, and they come to have a bond. And if you'll see that in Telltale's Walking Dead with Lee and Clem. Mm-hmm. You see that in Logan with Wolverine and whatever that girl's name was in that movie. But basically, this is a very, very popular storytelling motif back in this period, and probably the best example of it in gaming was The Last of Us. The relationship between Joel and Ellie. And this game was basically marketed as the PS3's final triumph. The PS3 was an amazingly popular console. The PS4 looked to also be similarly amazing. People loved Naughty Dog, the developer. and they were basically hitting all the right notes. All the things that were popular in, what was it, 2012 or whatever it was when this game came out.
Yep.
All the things that were popular, this game was doing. So it's less that the game was a high quality game, though it's like reasonably high quality.
It's very well
more
polished,
that
the first one.
everything that was popular was in this game all at once at the peak of its popularity. And that turned it into basically a mini cultural phenomenon within gaming.
Sort of. Like it was a pretty big deal, but it wasn't like on the power of like what you had with Halo 3. Because that was like everywhere. That was like the zenith. That was 2007, where you had gaming where there was like, oh, Mountain Dew cans. So you go to fucking Burger King and they had stuff. It was the height of PlayStation's sphere, is what I would say.
The Archcast clip can fill that in. But Lilith, what is your relationship regarding The Last of Us?
I know about the basic gist and the plot. I've always meant to play it, but like I just never got around to it. It's just in my backlog, but it's one of those games that's heard good things about it. But then Naughty Dog decided that they wanted to do like a remake of the first game that's pretty much completely the same. Which, you know what? Feel free. Print money. Why not? I have watched like the gameplay from start to finish though, so I do know the story for like the first game. I pretty much skipped out on the second one for the most part, aside from just knowing the story.
Actually, just real quick.
One where the transvestite beats everybody to death with the golf club.
Here's the thing.
That's cool.
Everyone said that
trans?
Abby was trans, but she's not trans. She's a very muscular woman. Everyone is already like hyper aware of just shoehorned representation, and also Abby is very easy to vilify based on her actions within the context of the story. She's not a well-liked character. So I think people just like did 1 + 2 and said this person's trans, and it's like, well, no, she's actually not trans. Here's the thing when it comes to these sort of shows, right? They almost always seem to end up like trash, these new adaptations, because it happened with Lord of the Rings, and it happened with She-Hulk, and it happened with the Halo show, and it happened with Velma recently. Like, how many of these shows come out and are just like garbage piles? And I think people are assuming that it's going to be the same thing with this one.
I'm expecting this to be trash. I don't know about you guys.
Historically, video games adaptations hasn't been done too well, but lately it seems to people have been breaking the trend. Like Arcane, for example, that was like a really good adaptation from a video game to a show. And I think, what else? There was a few, right? Good video game adaptations.
The Super Mario Brothers movie from 1993.
The best video game adaptations are the ones that have nothing to do with the video game. Arcane had nothing to do with League of Legends. Cyberpunk had nothing to do with Cyberpunk.
Alright, Cyberpunk as well.
Oh yeah, the little robot lolly that Dimitri likes so much.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't actually discount this one, because a key hallmark for a lot of the really shit adaptations is a really shit cast. Because it is usually made as some kind of hobby product by know-nothing retards, like the Rings of Power did, where there's just a large roster of people you've never heard of and you have no interest in, and that can't act to save their lives. But here, I mean, Pedro Pascal, or Pablo, as I'm going to call him frequently,
you fucking racist.
Very solid. No, it's because Pablo Schreiber from the Halo TV series, and now he's the only Pablo I know now. Gabriel Luna as well. Like this series actually has some actors who might be able to act.
I guess we'll have to see.
There's already an issue because they've already dismissed like the spores and a bunch of other things.
So Arch, the lore of the spores, okay? So there's some in real life. This is a real life thing, not a Last of Us thing. There's some sort of a fungus that takes over the brain of an ant, and what it does is it makes the ant crawl onto the end of a grass blade, so that it can be picked up by a bird, and then the bird eats the ant, and then it gets shit out, and then that's how the spores of this life form spread across the
It's based on a real. Right? That's a real play.
That is a real fungus, yes. And so the Amy Hennig, when she was kind of like penning out the initial ideas of The Last of Us, she's like, well, what if we did a zombie story, but we did our own twist on it, where it was transmitted through fungal spores. And so you go into like these dens of zombies where people are like growing into the walls, and you're wearing a gas mask, and you have to like you can't like you have to hold your breath if you ever take the mask off, right? Because the air is infected with these spores, and the spores are the primary way that the zombie virus gets around. And basically what happens is a person gets infected by breathing in the spore, and then they have like a zombie stage, and then they have a very aggressive zombie stage called clickers, where they can't, like their eyes have been all grown out and they can't see anymore, but they have like echolocation.
Yep,
So you have
click.
to like stealth through it. And then once in the final stages, they just turn into like a giant mushroom and they just grow into the wall.
Yep,
So-
and they
and then
produce the
they
spores.
Yeah,
And then
they
somebody
produce all
stumbles
the
into it.
spores. Yeah, yeah. So it was basically a different spin on the zombie story, but the fact that it was fungal spores was a core component of the lore. And so to see spores will not exist in The Last of Us HBO, that literally just makes it a normal zombie story.
Yep, they've demystified the zombies, because like any good zombie setting, like Dead Space or like The Last of Us, when it comes to the fungal spores, what that does is it helps drive it apart than your just basic bitches, green zombie, you know, it bites your brains or whatever. Like that's boring, that's old. You gotta do something new and fresh with your zombies.
I don't know if I'd really consider that all that new and fucking fresh, but if you say so.
What, you don't like stinky mushrooms, you little shit? He's like, oh.
Yeah, in terms of gameplay, it wasn't that different aside from like the breath mechanic in some of the levels. But in terms of the lore, it did make it feel fresh for 2012 or whatever it was.
Yep.
Remember, in
These are some
2012,
very specific spores. I guess they're not absorbed through the eyes. Or
They
the
had to keep
nose
it
or-
fresh, because by 2012
well,
that
they
was
wear,
the
they wear
end.
masks, yeah.
Yep, but 2012 was also the end of the zombie craze, because Left 4 Dead
Yeah,
2 and all the zombie games started to fall out of circulation.
And Walking Dead kind of had its major impact back then. I mean, in World of Warcraft, like Wrath of the Lich King was wrapping up, so
Yep.
like the zombie thing had come and gone, and this was like the tail end of it. And so they said, we have to make, if we're gonna do a zombie story, you have to do something different. So they did spores rather than like a virus.
Yeah, but
Maybe,
dismissing
maybe.
the console stuff is fine.
Well, the thing is, you have to respect.
God
the
damn it,
fandom,
Arch.
Mark.
I know, they're consoles.
You're about as brilliant as they are when it comes to that. If that's your perspective.
Oh my god, this is Archer's SJW arc. He's rejecting the fandom.
He's like, no, it's my fandom now. Oh,
It's
God.
not. I reject it. It's a console fandom. Whatever damage done to it was probably for the better.
There is one hallmark that I think hasn't been seen too much yet. So if you recall, when it came to the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, everyone was, even before the show came out, everyone was talking about all the racist hatred that the actress of Reva was getting, right? When it came to the Lord of the Rings show, everyone was talking about the Black Elf and his actor and all the racist hatred. Like, I haven't seen much of that this time, where there's been this performative wokeness in the media before this show launches to try to get it off the ground. Now, maybe I just haven't seen the articles yet, but as far as I can tell, that seems to be absent, which is a good sign.
They also haven't pulled off Operation Hide Behind the Black Man to the same degree in this show.
It's gonna be
I mean,
pretty fucked up.
if Pedro Pascal shows up in episode 1 now wearing blackface, I'll retract that statement, but Hide Behind the Mexican just doesn't have quite the same effect.
Well, in this case, they wouldn't be hiding behind the Mexican. They'd have to hide behind his daughter, because I think they race swapped her.
Yeah, we'll have to see, though. We'll have to see.
So hide,
He has
hide
a
behind
daughter?
the child. Yeah,
Is the daughter the
she
the
dies.
little woman? Oh, okay. Well,
You
can't hide behind
spoiler!
the corpse then. You
Yeah, well,
dumbass.
it's 10 years old, okay?
Holds up the little corpse, it flops in the wind. I can't. Don't attack it. Like
Um,
if this child ends up being on screen for like 10 minutes, that was just can't snap now.
Yeah, probably gonna be less than 10 minutes. She should die
You
pretty
can't
quick.
hide behind the side character, Jesus.
It would be funny if they tried.
So I guess it's time for us to watch the premiere of The Last of Us. Another watch party series begins. It's going to be awesome.
All right, let's rock and roll.
Let's prep up good old VLC because there's no way in hell I'm paying for HBO. Na 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 na.
And that's your biggest
Also, how
worry.
could you just
Yes, any
admit
kind
to
of virus,
piracy
but
like
most
that?
probably something
Don't you know
similar
it's a
to
crime?
influenza.
Because very foul. through the air.
Don't you know it's
Coffee,
illegal?
I'm sorry, I meant people on planes. That was
I'm
something
a
you described in the
baller.
book.
Yes, and we end up with a global pandemic. Pan meaning all, the whole world becomes sick all at once.
And Dr. Newman, you're
Yes,
also
we
an
call it
epidemiologist. I
COVID.
presume the prospect of it.
No.
No?
No.
All right, well, that's our show.
Hey, that's that dude from the other television show that's kind of famous. I like that guy because he used to own slaves.
But in the end, we
What?
always win.
What?
But you, just to be clear, you do think microorganisms...
Different
pose a
show?
threat
I can see it.
In the most
Don't you
dire
recognize him, Kyle?
Bacteria.
times. No.
You like saying no.
Yes.
He's funny.
Not viruses.
Which one of the
It's
three?
Dominus from
Fungus.
Spartacus.
Because there are some fungi who seek not to kill, but to control. Let me ask you.
Oh god, they're
Where do
actually
we
going
get
to
LSD
explain
from?
that
Where
part?
do you get it from?
I thought that was supposed to be implied.
Ergot.
Oh, never
A
mind.
fungus. Psilocybin. Also a fungus.
Yeah, this is all new to the show.
Viruses can
This
make
is-
us ill,
this
but
isn't-
fungi can alter
wasn't in
our
the game
very
at all.
minds. There's a fungus
Yeah,
that
because I
infects
thought this
species,
was supposed to be a
gets
little bit of
inside
the
an
secret
ant,
that it did that whole,
travels
you know,
through its
brain control
circulatory
zombie
system
fungus
to the
thing.
ant and
This
hides
is more of a
pathogens. But what
show
if
don't
it's
tell
changed?
policy.
What if,
This is just
for
exposition, which is
instance,
not
Yes.
good
the
storytelling.
world was
This
to
is-
slightly warmer?
Hey, you don't know anything about this
Now,
console
there is
communist
reason to
universe?
be hopeful. One gene
Funguses.
mutates, and an
Oh, and by the way,
Aspergillus
global
cetia,
warming.
Candida, ergot, cordyceps, aspergillus, any one of
Well, the
them could
game
become
already did
capable
the
of
mystery
burrowing into
angle,
our
so
brains and taking
I guess the show
control,
just
not of
wants to
millions of us,
get it out of the way
billions
outright.
of us.
Yeah.
Billions.
I've
of
seen, like,
puppets with
similar
poisoned
approach to, like, the
minds,
new
permanently
Trigun
fixed on
series.
one.
So if that happens,
We lose.
And that's why you should wear your masks.
Oh, it's not entirely true. I was like, there are treatments for fungal infections. It's not literally impossible, but details.
That's not convenient. It doesn't sound scary, Arch.
You know, I do
God,
like.
Is it Game of Thrones again? It is. Things are growing out of the ground. You know, visual effects. Oh God, I wish people would stop making this fucking intro.
This is creatively bankrupt, but yeah.
You know,
Every single
I-
fucking show.
I'll give it 1 point. 1 point, because I really enjoy the fact that they're using the original song. It's
The
a good
song,
little
yeah.
tune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brought to you from my diverse cast of creators who never played the video games.
See, if they want to go into the fungal and how bad of a threat it is airborne. You can see the particles in the air. Like, that is the bits of the fungus. That's not good.
Oh look, the fungus turned into the two main characters. Wasn't that clever?
No, not really, but, I mean, it was a shot. It's like baby's first intro. It's like, oh, it's deep and symbolic. It's like, no, not really.
2003. Oh, that was a good year.
Yeah.
Before the bad things started to happen.
You think it's a good year because the Iraq invasion, don't you?
Yep. Iraq invasion
Okay.
and Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, baby.
Hell yeah, brother.
Everyone was concerned. Like, oh my god, it's gonna be a big war. He's gonna deploy that chemical weapons. He didn't have any, but...
They blackwashed his daughter.
Yeah,
Did I?
his daughter was
Yep.
like a blonde girl.
Yep.
Well, now she's a black girl.
I guess the dad liked race mixing.
Okay, right. I know this is gonna hit somebody here personal, but anyone who makes eggs like these need to be taken outside and put out of their fucking misery.
Hold on, didn't Lilith just make eggs like those before the show started?
Exactly,
Not
which is
quite.
why I led with a qualifier.
Right.
There it was.
It
Sorry.
tastes good,
It's gonna
okay.
make you birthday pancakes.
Yeah, man. I also I like simple eggs too. They're just like
Hold on.
easy.
No, you don't.
The black girl has a watermelon in her fridge.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, look!
Okay.
Product placement!
Fuck.
Would you like some purple drink?
It's
No,
orange.
Mexican.
Jesus.
It's orange. Lilith, let's hope that none of your more left-leaning friends see this, or else you'll be instantly
I'm
canceled.
just gonna get destroyed for being in the same presence.
How old are you
Like,
again?
oof.
36.
Arch does this.
Oh god, I remember this song. This song was on the radio every single second of every single day back in the good old
He
days.
loves you.
He's dependent on me. Not the same.
I think
The outbreak better happen at night or I'll be mad.
I was having pancakes.
He thought he was having fucking pancakes.
Concrete guy's gonna be there?
At least they got some
Yeah.
Tabasco.
You can't frame until we pour.
I
We're
gotta
not getting
give
paid until
the
we frame.
actor some
Well,
credit,
you could bring
though,
someone
man.
else
He
on, get
actually
the
does
job
look
done
a bit like
faster.
Joel.
No, I'm not splitting his job. I barely
A little
even
bit,
split
yeah.
it with you. You could work a
Okay,
double.
see, I kind of hate this introductionary scene. Not that it's bad, like, this is actually alright. They're having a decent little conversation, etc. But the zombie apocalypse is about to hit in like 5 seconds, right? And so they're like, hey, care about these characters. They're all gonna fucking
Ricardo,
die.
where is that, Middle
Why?
East?
But you have to at least put in the effort of caring.
And in fact,
You burst your water. Burst.
The little black girl who eats watermelon is smart.
Barge, calm down.
Sometimes I have to create my own entertainment, okay?
We can rip on it in a time. Patience.
I mean, this is an intro that is similar to the one in the first game, but the one in the first game happened in the middle of the night. They weren't
Yep, and it
getting
was
ready for
very
breakfast.
quick.
Listen, we need to build value for these characters so that when this child is eaten to death, we feel bad.
Gosh darn it, Barge.
Oh,
If she
she's
gets
a
eaten to
thief
death, I'll
too.
be surprised.
Good.
Oh my god, just because she's brown, though. Come on,
Just
Joe.
because she's black, she likes watermelon and stealing things. I know, it's weird.
Show, stop, please. Show, don't do this. Show's like, I'm gonna be racist.
I could come by after school, but just for like.
Look,
a little bit.
zombies.
She'll take what you got.
Dad, you love biscuits.
Jesus
Father,
Christ.
you are fond of biscuits.
I do. But I'm on Atkins.
What now?
It's, you know what? We gotta run, but Sarah will be by later. She'll stay as long as you want. Tell you all about Atkins.
I stay away from
Dad,
this.
why are you making me stay with the white people?
Listen to that fucking
I
conversation.
don't like the white ones, Daddy.
They don't look like me.
Operation Desert Storm.
Oh my
hey,
god,
it's
it's the best
Bush.
president ever.
I swear you will use this later in life. Believe me, that's why you're here. Okay? So,
You
Nah,
won't
I
use
still don't know
any
what
of this
magic
shit.
it is.
You won't
I'm
use
fine.
any of this shit in later life. You're gonna have a smartphone on you. You're not gonna be calculating
you
anything.
need to know this. Yes, it's on your test
Yep.
next week.
God, so many teachers told me, you're not gonna have a calculator on you all the time. It's like, yes, I fucking will.
The phones. The invention of phones.
Yeah, but what if a
smartphones.
giant mushroom apocalypse comes, Dad?
Yeah,
Good
that
point,
was-
Lilith. Yeah, Dev. Stupid Dev. Stupid.
Yeah.
Just like,
You know,
fuck.
if the mushroom apocalypse came in 2003, we'd be spared so much fucking bullshit.
Oh, the world would be a better place.
I don't know about that.
Listen, you wouldn't have to deal with female space marines.
I'd rather deal with female space marines than figure out where to get food from.
At least female space marines are profitable.
Very true.
Holla balla, holla balla. Music.
20.
That's it.
Did you
Okay,
steal your dad's watch?
She stole her dad's money
Oh.
to get her dad a present?
God. Kyle,
No.
you were wrong. She's not just a thief because she's black. She's actually kind and caring. How could
She's a
you,
kind
Kyle?
thief.
Kyle.
Yeah,
That's not how you're allowed
Hey.
to interpret that.
I've been cancelled.
In the original game, didn't she buy a new watch for Joel?
It's 3:15.
She did.
Close at 7.
كنت عم بحكي على التليفون مع اختي ما عندك فكرة شو عم
Ugh,
بيصير.
I hate their
You cannot
language.
finish.
I'm sorry. It
already
doesn't make me
finished.
racist. I just don't like any language that pronounces the.
You should go home.
Uh-oh, something's going on.
I wonder what. Maybe
So
it's
the
a
out-
fire or something.
The outbreak's gonna happen at night, I assume. Because we're seeing a little bit more before the video game starts.
Yeah, we're seeing what leads up to it.
I hope those children in the background are eating.
There was just a lot of police and stuff on the road today.
Well, that's true every day, isn't it? People
it's
out
America.
there need to get
It's a
right
hellhole.
with Jesus. 3 nails plus 1 cross equals 4 given. I was thinking we'd make some
Jesus.
cookies.
Chocolate chip?
Raisin.
Alright, she needs to burn.
Yep. She should get bit first for raisin cookies.
Seriously, though, she better die.
Just put
No
the
one wants to-
mushrooms into the cookie. Is the old lady gonna turn into a zombie?
Would be
TV show.
creepy.
I get what you're doing, but this isn't really your story. Please just get to the zombies.
It's a TV show. It's the establishing episode. Come on, Barge.
I
Patience,
understand,
slow
but
down, Barge.
even I know what this story is.
Oh god, that's before
right
Blu-ray. They're all low definition.
Savages. Can't believe it.
Oh,
Also,
Look, she's turning.
oh shit, she is.
Stone Age.
I like how this house is more like 1950s than 2003. Oh
Well,
Jesus,
there's a
she
lot of houses
is.
that look like 1950.
well, that's
Hey,
fucking.
Mrs. Adler? I should go.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, you're taking some cookies.
You're gonna die with your raisin cookies, bitch. She is.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as she leaves, I guarantee you they're gonna have a shot of her getting attacked and, like, they don't even notice.
Look, the wheelchair is empty. Oh, no? Okay.
She was just yawning. It's okay.
Look, the dog is being sus.
Yeah, the dog knows something's up.
So, if this is an airborne infection, why isn't the little black girl starting to eat brains right about now?
Well,
The
depends on how
spores.
Granny got it.
The spores die in direct sunlight.
Yep.
Yeah, but she was inside a second ago.
There was sun coming through the windows.
It also depends on, again, where the Granny got the spores.
Yeah, how long it's been. There's a bunch of factors.
Yeah, but she didn't strike me like the kind who would be out and about on the regular.
The spores take a couple hours to set in.
They gotta grow, man. You gotta plant them.
Water them.
Fertilize.
All right. We're at nighttime.
It looks
Lock
more
the
like
door
day
for
for night,
once.
but still.
Good job.
You know what the show's gonna do.
Yep.
Yep, here we go.
Yeah, this is the coach scene. The infamous coach scene from the start of the game.
They gave us the wrong side of the head.
To be fair, I would rather the show be too bright than too dark.
Where's the cake?
True. Remember Game of Thrones? We couldn't see shit.
Uh-huh.
Come on, man.
Where'd you get the money for this?
Drugs. I sell hardcore drugs.
It's better when I do.
It was only $20, which I stole from you. I could have stolen 60, but I put the change back because I'm an honest thief. Besides, it's the thought that counts.
Well, so at least she'd
miss
miss.
for yourself.
See, Kyle, you were wrong about her. She's a lovely little girl.
How did the show one up
Honesty is
me?
very important.
In the game, she actually paid for it herself, and she had the same joke, hardcore drugs. But then he just said,
Where did you get the money for this?
Drugs. I sell hardcore drugs.
Oh, good. You started helping out with the mortgage then.
Yeah, you wish.
"Great, you can start paying off the mortgage."
Fall asleep.
It was a better scene.
Yeah.
Riveting.
It's not nearly as good.
No.
But if she's poor, we'll feel worse about her. Maybe. I don't know.
It's more accurate than the Halo TV show so far.
Oh god, the Halo
That's true.
TV show.
And this Pablo's nose is much smaller.
I still kind of want to go back and watch that because it was such a train wreck.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Oh.
Wait, that can be our next watch party, guys.
I don't feel sick. Well, they're following the major story beats. So far.
So far.
Jump scare? Nope, just explosions.
Fireworks if it's green.
No, the Borg have showed up.
Dad?
On this average evening in the U.S.,
It's
the
just the
feds
neon
are
lights.
finally coming for your guns.
Dad?
And we'll be in contact with further instructions. Stay indoors. Law enforcement.
Ich bin Wuff Wuff. Protect Wuff Wuff.
It sounds like your family's fucked, eh, Mercy?
Stay indoors. Goes outside. Ooh, a
A
Chinook.
Chinook?
They're kind
They're
of cute because they look like bananas with fluffy bits.
Come on, let's get you home.
Don't want to go home. Granny ate other granny.
I don't want those cookies.
Mercy!
That was not attached well.
Now this is all gone completely off script from the game though right now.
Yeah, it is because Joel's supposed to wake her up.
Mrs. Adler?
Look, the wheelchair is empty now.
Look, there's light coming through the window like it's daytime.
Don't worry about it. Be quiet, you. Be quiet.
Listen, after Games of Thrones, better too light than too dark again.
I still wouldn't be walking in here, to be honest. Like,
Mrs.
this
Adler?
is
You're
so
a coward.
this is so unrealistic behavior.
Oh.
See, this is the point at which I'd be like, no, leaving.
It's time to go back home.
Reese.
I done all I could. Time to leave. Well, that's mildly disturbing.
Looks like bean sprouts in her mouth.
Right now! Move!
Out my hips.
Yeah, to be fair, being that old and a zombie, not a good combo.
What are we doing, Joe?
That, Bradley. Now there's the
wouldn't stop.
actions of a seasoned wife beater. No hesitation, just a swing.
Wait, you should go back into your house and get your weapons, because you're a soldier. Surely you still have your rifle.
Get your seatbelt on. Hold on.
Thunk. Oh no!
And they're gonna.
71.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're gonna get eaten. Fuck.
Because they went to go help.
So to be fair, this part of the show is exactly like the game.
Daddy.
Yep, now we're back on
Saying
track.
It's a virus. They're saying it's mostly people in the city. That's why they got the highway blocked off.
Don't move to the cities, guys.
Yep, it's the first place that'll go in a fungus apocalypse.
It's Jimmy's place.
Well, at least Jimmy doesn't have to worry about the electricity prices anymore.
A lot of these are like shot for shot.
Yeah, from the game, exactly.
Yep, now we're back on track.
During this point of the game, you play as the girl. You can crawl around the back seat and like see the entire scene 360 degrees.
You'd have to go low.
It was kind of cool, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool for the time.
Everybody had the same fucking idea.
Can't get through this. All right, let's think it through. We'll think it through. Fuck! All right, take the field. We cut across and we pick up on the west side.
Yeah. West. All right. All right, hang on.
Oh, we're not getting there. Yeah, that is a smorgasbord.
This is why everybody needs to read the zombie survival guide, so you don't make these silly mistakes when the zombie apocalypse hits.
This is actually really good. I'm like pleasantly surprised.
Maybe it's everywhere.
It's actually not terrible.
Maybe there's nowhere to go.
Yet. Keyword.
I quite appreciated the first-person shots they did. That was nice. Very video gaming.
I don't remember that.
Grab something.
Every apocalypse movie has to have the scene where the jumbo jet goes meow.
Alright, now I know.
Nice touch.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they have like all the buildings the same too.
Yeah,
Did they just
a
like
good town.
Yeah. What?
I really enjoy the first-person shots, honestly. They're really chaotic and weird, and they feel non-cinematic, which is good. It gets me more in the spirit of the video game style of it. Quite nice. Somebody's gonna jump on the fender.
Tommy, go faster! We gotta go! There's nowhere to fucking go! Find an alley! What alley? There's people at home! We gotta get off this street, now!
That jumbo jet is going to have a hard time pulling off that maneuver.
I think it's stalling.
Yeah.
Move! Move!
Wow.
Oh shit.
Unfortunate thing to see. Actually, rather than explode, I'm pretty sure the cockpit and pictures of the plane would be barreling down the street at this point, but fair enough.
Listen, it was filled entirely with explosives.
But I wish they would have just skipped to this right off the bat and just kind of Cloverfield it, you know? Don't explain what's gonna happen, just boom, something awful is happening. Whoa, panic, what the fuck?
Yeah, the prologue kind of sucked to us.
They might have actually been better served just barricading themselves in the house.
No shit.
You don't say.
Considering they drove into town, into the shit show.
Yeah,
Again,
at
this
the
is why
game, in the
everyone
game,
should read
at the
the
very
zombie
least,
survival.
like a zombie came up through, or at least the series would call it clicker, like went through
Yeah.
the window, so they couldn't barricade it,
Yeah.
and that's why.
You should have closed that door.
Well, his hands are sort of occupied.
Jesus, that guy's just jumping.
That stuntman is pulling out all the stops. Good on him.
Yep.
It's giving a believable performance.
My dude, that was a fucking exquisite shot.
Don't move! Yes, sir.
That's not a good sign.
He's gonna let him go, though. He's a good person.
Sir, we are not sick!
Really? Oh, that's kind of cruel.
They made the soldier a lot more mean in this version. He was like regretting it in the game.
He was hesitating a lot more.
I'm sorry.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Please stop.
Though, I will say, okay, so he single shot, fuck nails, a zombie running full tilt from the side, missing the civilians. But he fucks up a burst at point blank range.
He didn't fuck it up, Arch.
No.
He scored a good couple hits.
You're okay. You're okay. Move your hand, baby. Move your
Those are
hand.
5.56s. Pablo should be hit too.
You come on. I
I
know,
don't
baby.
think she's gonna be
No,
okay.
I know. Come on, baby.
She gone.
Come on.
She gonzo. You know, again, I am actually pleasantly surprised so far. Again, I actually would have preferred to skip the fucking preamble. But this is nice, okay? I was thinking like,
Hold
okay,
on.
surely he's gonna let them go, right? I know what you're about to say, Dev. But
Arch
surely he's
sees
gonna let them
Arch
go,
sees
right?
dying black child. This is nice.
You know, I kind of
comfortable.
appreciate that. This is
Reminds me of the good old days.
Well, no. So that was shot for shot exactly the scene from the game.
Well, that's very nice. Because I was thinking like, okay, surely the soldier's gonna be like, I can't just kill a fucking dude and his child, because that would be the normal response. But no, he puts them down. It's like that puts some stakes in it, because that means that the disease is that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, I don't think a single soldier would be wandering around unaccompanied in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, but details.
No, I don't even know what this is. Ah, no.
This is a child who's outside, probably being more fungi than human.
Isn't this Ellie?
That looks like a boy?
Kyle, we don't
Wait.
do the whole gender thing anymore.
Hey, wait. This actually is Boston 2023.
Damn, shot for shot, Dev. I see what you mean.
Pretty accurate.
Don't worry, kid. You're in Boston now. Wakes up. No.
You can't leave. You know, they never really... I don't remember what they say happens in the lore as time goes on, but, like, there are government holdouts, just not very many.
Yeah, like each city has a U.S. government contingent that are there. And they kind of have... They're run by the Department of Health.
It wouldn't be run by the Department of Health.
I think it's because of the whole virus part of it. That's why they're in charge,
Of
but...
course. But it wouldn't.
Yeah.
But the U.S. Army actually has contingency plans for this shit.
For a zombie apocalypse?
Yep.
To be honest, I've heard that, like, if an actual zombie apocalypse happened, it would be reasonably easy to contain, all things considered.
It would.
Then again,
Literally are.
then again, with COVID, we haven't really contained that.
Problem would be the hesitation surrounding it, figuring out what exactly is happening, and the inertia of going like, yep, nope, actually, they're zombies.
How well they handle it probably depends on what sort of zombies. But like,
Yeah.
it is pretty funny that the actual U.S. military has.
What if I told you that after we gave
for
you
a
some
zombie
medicine,
apocalypse?
Who knows,
Oh,
man?
no.
It might
I
happen.
don't like where this is going.
clothes and toys, as many as you want to play with.
It was red.
It was red. So she's infected.
Yep, that needle there.
That's medicine. And now you're gonna die.
Yep.
To be fair, this is a very nice way of doing it. Like, give her hope, like, everything's fine now, yes, everything's going to be great, then she falls asleep.
Yep.
Thing is, she was infected.
Yeah, they didn't have a choice.
Yep. But that way she went down and, you know, she had happy thoughts.
Yeah.
As sickening and sad as that is.
No, that is exactly what you should do. Like, you can't save her, okay, make the best out of it.
Is this Joel's girlfriend?
Yeah.
Oh god,
Tess
she's
is.
Yeah, no.
very ugly looking, if that's
Well,
her.
Well, here's the thing. This is actually the voice actress who played Tess in the game. They got the same person back.
Probably should have got somebody of the appropriate age, though. But yeah, I do appreciate the montage.
It has
Voice
been
actor.
10 years since the game. Yeah.
Yes. I'm surprised this isn't a train wreck so far.
There's the kid. Uh-huh.
Yep.
You know, in the post-apocalypse, that's a lot of valuable materials you're throwing away there.
Yeah, the shirt and all the stuff.
The fabric
Yeah,
could
but
be
the shirt's
used.
probably like.
Oh, infected. Yeah. Spores on the
but
shirt.
If there were spores on the shirts, then all of these workers are infected now too.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, to be fair, she was put down before the spores could start, you know, coming out of her.
Arch, don't question the efficacy of the masks, okay? That gets you kicked off YouTube.
You got anything else?
That's true.
Yo,
He's got gray peppered hair. He's old now.
If he was 36 before, he should be 50. 56 now?
Oh, the Firefly symbol. I wonder if they'll ruin the Firefly people. They'll make them communist or something. Since they're rebelling against the government.
I don't want to spoil for Arch.
But you can never leave. Pause it for a second.
Okay, sure.
I like how I just tried to pause it. Like, it don't work.
I don't think I can upload this file to something that would actually work on Watch Together.
What's wrong, Barch? Barch. He's like, I got pee. It's surprisingly good. What do you think, Lilith?
I feel like what they added was enough that it keeps things fresh, because if it's just like a for shot remake of the game, then just play the game.
Yep, it does need to be a little different, true.
And I can get why they explain the fungal infection to just the viewers who aren't familiar with the game or the lore. That way people aren't just gonna be like, oh, well, this is just like The Walking Dead. Yeah, so it's like,
I'm back.
I can see the reason why they did that.
Hit that play button, Dev.
Let's go. My play button's almost in the mail. Hope I get it.
I don't know if you deserve it. Why is every Mexican a drug dealer? Dev?
How are we doing with the vehicle?
What's that? Fucking Firefly's been blowing shit up all week. Two of our guys got shot this morning.
Communists.
Working doubles.
Yeah,
Fucking communists. Ruin everything.
How about we just let it go?
I don't think she means that. I think
What
this
else are
is
you
a setup.
gonna do? Are we good?
Wow.
That's different from the game. But...
Yeah. Communists, more like bomb-unists.
Dev, seppuku, now.
I knew that would get you.
Not a Firefly!
They don't care. Like, you could be. They don't know. Is that the...
Does she have fetal syndrome or whatever? Alcohol fetal syndrome? Because her face looks fucked.
How do they find so many weird-looking female characters?
We went from Ellen Page.
What's wrong with her forehead? It's huge.
2.
KIBS.
You land a plane on it.
4.
Her nose.
5.
Jesus.
Dude, fuck, that forehead's huge.
KIBS, give me your best
proportions are
Plinkett
all
impression.
wrong.
Like the size of Russia is like how big her forehead is to the rest of ours. Like it's just a huge, endless landscape.
Wow, she's giving the Roman salute. That escalated quick.
Hey, people are gonna come looking for me. People from Fedra, you hear me? Let me out or you're gonna pay, motherfuckers!
Hydra?
She has none of the charm.
Wow, I hate her already. Why do you like this character?
Yeah, she doesn't seem to have any of the charm that Ellie had.
She's supposed to be charming?
She's got a big forehead, alien-looking eyes.
Jesus. Well, no, she just delivered them so not Ellie-like. Oh, he's being sneaky. Yeah, that's right, because regular people can't leave the quarantine zone, can they? Those get shot.
Yep.
Wouldn't be much
Lockdowns.
use of a quarantine zone if you didn't.
Yep. That's why when the little kid waddled up, they let him in, but they did the test. And if you're infected, they put you down.
Yep.
No, I promised Robert that you wouldn't hurt him. But I would very much like for you to hurt him. So let's go hunt that motherfucker
Lying.
down
Oh, how dare
and
you?
get our battery.
Women liars?
And then we'll
What? Show incredibly based.
Oh, the left of us subverts woke expectations.
She's not just a Mary Sue.
But you got her ass beat. It's hard to be a Mary
Tess
Sue
was
with an ass
pretty
beat.
cool in the game itself
Yeah.
too.
Well, the game was made back in 2013 before a lot of the woke nonsense was everywhere.
I don't know what to tell them. Tell them to follow fucking orders. You two, go to Southeast 3, now.
Very inspirational.
Now this is new, seeing their
Arlene, we are
perspective.
in a war against a military dictatorship to restore democracy and freedom. Does that sound about right? Yes. Are we winning?
Okay.
Are we beating Fedra
Listen
here?
up, fucking
Are the Fireflies beating
communists.
Fedra anywhere? Rebellion takes time. You fight for 20 years and you get nowhere. You're not a rebellion.
You're in a zombie apocalypse. Military dictatorship is the best
We're
you could
not
fucking
hitting
hope for.
Fedra, Oliver.
You're
Where
just
are we
killing
right now?
humans now. Disrupting supplies.
I want
Ruining
Fedra
shit.
everywhere
You're
but
bad people.
We're gonna leave the QZ permanently. We're quitting.
I'd go where?
We're taking that random girl locked in that room west.
No, there's actually a reason for this.
So,
Whatever you need.
are the African American Women's Liberation Army the bad guys?
She needs to go.
Yes.
Yes.
If you're thinking the Fireflies are quote-unquote good guys, they are not.
No.
Well, immediately they're blowing shit up in the only safe zone in the fucking. Like, I wouldn't consider these people good guys regardless if they were supposed to be the good guys.
Well, they're also talking about democracy and freedom, though. You know, so I don't know. Maybe here's the thing: if the show was gonna go down some kind of woke rabbit hole, they would make the Fireflies good guys.
Even though in the video game the Fireflies were hypocrites.
Yeah, they were just as bad as the government
I don't
was.
want anything.
Yeah, that's the way I remembered them.
If you're feeling lost,
Tell me to look for the light and I'll break your jaw.
It's a bit violent, but rude.
Yeah, you just invited him to join the communist movement. I wouldn't have given him a warning.
I mean, we can take the subway tunnel under Haymarket, get into the building from below, and take Robert by surprise.
Don't talk about this out walking down the street.
Listen, they need to for the audience sake. We gotta know what they're doing.
Yeah, how else would we know?
We're just gonna have to guess.
Oh yeah, you totally look like the kind of strong man to pull that fucking thing off the wall.
Why did you stop them?
Don't zoom in on the forehead, Joe. God damn it. It's so big.
She might be an alien.
Does
Like,
she have
most
alcohol
people
fetal
have, like,
syndrome?
indentations.
Like,
So-
for real. Look it up, Dev. I think she has it.
She was in Game of Thrones.
Did she have alcohol
Oh
fetal
my
syndrome
god,
there, too?
it's not that character, is it?
It's the Bear Island girl.
That's creepy.
You my fucking mom or something?
And look like your mom?
Yeah, that was pretty
That's
good.
a good point.
Terrorist?
Yes,
Riley
terrorist.
Oh god. The pedo DLC.
Yeah, don't elaborate on that any further. Just leave that as is.
I forgot about the pedo DLC, okay?
Why is your face so flat?
Because you have a greater
I know.
purpose than any of us could
It's
have
like an
ever
anvil.
imagined.
We could craft great weapons on it.
So we're leaving tonight.
Jesus.
Shields are the finest shields in armor. Beaten out against her flat face.
We could.
Also, what DLC are you
What I'm
referring
about to
to?
tell you.
There's an expansion they had for Last of Us 1 where she has a weird relationship as a child. And it was like, ooh, that was just uncanny.
Well, it was with another child, but it was still kind of strange to play through. I will admit.
It was.
They were like
weird.
They were like what, 8 or 9 years old or something. And it's like this
They're
is maybe
8
a bit
and 9
too
years
young.
old and they were kissing, and I was like, God, really? Do you need to do that? Like, wait till they're older, please.
Is this necessary?
No, it isn't.
Now, to be fair, there wasn't any actual pedo shit because there was no adults interacting with them.
I don't think like kissing is inherently sexual.
It was uncanny.
I think it's more the fact that the player was playing as it, you know? That was a bit odd.
I just remember it was unsettling with our entire friend group when we played it. It was like, oh, we all look at each other. Like, oh.
That's the one.
Because, I mean, Kibs, I don't know, you remember being like 9 or 10 years old and you get like your first smooch from a girl in your class and it's all innocent?
Yeah, but I don't want to see other kids do that. That's weird.
You just want to do it yourself.
Yeah, when I did it as a kid, that's fine. I don't want to see other people do that.
I think for me, it was playing as it that was a bit strange. Yep, there's a fungus person.
Also, they'd be infected right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, put on your masks.
I know. I just.
Oh, there's no masks in this show. Fuck you.
Think it wasn't down here last time?
I forgot.
No.
Game,
That's
they were
something you
wearing a
found out after he
mask.
was infected.
Yeah.
You're correct. They did.
Yeah, they had gas
Down
masks.
here is where he was infected.
But
Because
our,
anytime they turn into that, they turn into spore producers.
but our friend Pedro didn't want to wear masks on after the Mandalorian, so He's like,
It's a see-through mask, even. Like, come on.
He negotiated masks out of the lore, basically.
Are you serious?
There are rumors going around that he threw a hissy fit during The Mandalorian. That's why they took his helmet off that one episode, and that he refused to do anything like that again.
Sizes to sell more condos.
He's an actor with no integrity, if that's the case. I respect actors that wear helmets and masks more than I do those that don't.
The fuck?
Like the Dread remake? That one.
Oh, yeah.
3D.
That Dread had the mask on the entire time.
That was an excellent movie. Great actor, too.
It was a good movie.
Hats off to the man.
That was Carl Urban, right?
Yep.
Oh, someone's red jelly is leaking out the side.
That doesn't look like gunpowder.
That's a hole.
Oh, someone already got to the group. And there's the battery. That's very convenient, yeah.
A little suspicious. Wouldn't that be valuable?
Joel?
Pull the trigger. You'll save us all a lot of trouble.
So this is who Robert screwed us over with? The Che Guevara of Boston? I mean, war must be going pretty shitty for you to be buying from scumbags like him.
Yeah, it kind of has been. The merch was bad, and they obviously didn't take fuck off for an answer.
Give me my knife.
What do you need a car battery for? Go.
Not at her. Pointed at me.
Hey, trigger discipline, though.
Yeah.
It was a pretty basic test to use Che Guevara in a negative sense.
Yep.
You're remarkably chill for a woman whose spleen has been
We won't
ventilated.
make it anywhere like this, not for a while anyway. So now I'm thinking, you're gonna do it.
The hell we are.
them.
Let me take her.
Tess, we don't have time for this.
Oh, you don't have time?
Who is she?
To you, she's cargo.
We don't smuggle people. Sorry.
I can do it. Kim, you don't have a fucking ear on your fucking head, could you please?
Jesus.
It is blown off, though.
I know what's out there. We were going with an entire squadron for that very reason. But now I don't have a truck, I don't have a squadron. Fedra's 5 minutes away. What I do have is you. And I know what you're both capable of. For better or worse.
I don't think you know what the word squadron means.
You get her there safely, and they'll give you what you
Yeah, it's not just a gang of people.
She's not a very good revolutionary, okay? Arch, you gotta be gentle.
I swear. You'll talk it through, but please remember that I'm bleeding out.
I think that was her dialogue if you took too long. Which is kind of funny.
It's like, hurry up.
Man, I kind of want to just push her nose in to make it flat with the rest of her face.
Jesus.
I mean, then we could use the anvil. The anvil of Ellie.
She could be a hammer.
She could. Like, grab her by the ankles and just wail her against the zombies.
It's a bit mean, but yeah, you could.
Don't fuck this.
Effective. Great blunt force damage.
Please.
You could kill many zombies with a hammer that heavy.
True.
Looks a bit unwieldy, though.
I remember when they made this deal, I think it was in a more open location, though.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because wasn't there a firefight that you played in game? You just got to kill some people? Because you got to shoot and stab people by this point.
She's just gonna start stealing stuff.
It's the apocalypse.
Dev, how could you say that? Look, she's not stealing anything. Dev, cruel.
I can't read.
Yeah, can she read? I wonder. Yeah, I guess so.
The radio's a smuggling code, right? 60s song, they don't have anything new. 70s, they got new stuff. What's 80s? What are you doing?
Killing time.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
I'm sure you'll figure that out.
There's plenty of alcohol on the table there if you'd like to work on that thing of yours.
Your watch is broken.
This is an uncomfortably long shot following that simple sentence.
Because he's having a little bit of PTSD.
Well, this is another scene they're like perfectly recreating from the game.
Oh, the radio came on when you were sleeping.
What? What was the song?
They kept saying, like, Like, wake me up before you go.
Cursed.
Gotcha. 80s means trouble. Code broken.
That's pretty good.
Pretty clever.
Spot on.
Well, Ellie was clever in the game too.
You got a jacket in your pack?
Yeah.
Is she not wearing a jacket?
Yeah, that's a good point.
2 jackets.
Alright, well, chilly, I guess. Fair enough.
So far, I'm liking the sets, though.
Yeah. It seems like they sunk a lot of money into this. And I mean, I think you only see Boston. At this point, they leave Boston and don't come back, right? So it's not like you're going back to this set.
Yeah, that's true, because if I remember in the game, they never come back to Boston. Because, they're leaving.
Well, the entrance just kind of looks like a prison. They probably filled in the gates of prison, I guess.
Yeah, just added some
the
stuff
other shots
around.
in the town. Decorated the town to make it look a little rundown.
Yep. Well, I think they intend to come back after this job. They just don't because of reasons.
They were recording a Norwegian big movie set in the World War II once when I was in Oslo, and there were swastikas everywhere, and it made me feel a bit weird. I didn't know, so I walked down the street and there's a ginormous swastika hanging on Parliament. I'm like, huh, something interesting has happened.
That is something to see, yeah.
Ah, yes. They're walking to
looking
the
around.
universe.
Changing policy, it seems.
Yeah. That last election was pretty eventful.
Yep.
Also, like, they're recreating the levels. Because
they actually are.
You go under a school bus and then through, like, a ravine with concrete slabs. Like, they're actually just doing area for area from the game. It's kind of incredible.
I can't tell because I haven't played it, but if
This
it is
feels
as you
like the
say, this fucking demolished the argument of every other poor adaptation, though. This demolishes the Halo argument, where they're like, we couldn't just recreate the TV show; it'd be awful.
This is recreating the video game, and it's actually
It is.
interesting to watch.
Yeah, because, like, they go under school bus into a pipe. Yeah, like, through a ravine with concrete. There's a red truck there, and they go into a pipe. Like, they remade the level for the set. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, that's
raining.
It's probably gonna be military guys.
Yeah.
With flashlights.
That's correct, Lil. That should be coming up soon.
There it is.
He's pissing again.
You gotta shoot him.
You gotta be shitting me. Hands on your head!
That thing is gonna beep red, ain't it?
Really, man?
Not on her or
You
him,
almost
but
got a book.
on that chick.
Fine, everything off of this run, and half off on all of the
Green.
pills. Half off? All off. Risk my job for half off. Out of your fucking mind. Hey! Hey, what the fucking bitch! Move.
I feel like PTSD.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good usage of flashback. I quite like that.
He'll be dead soon. He's probably dead now.
See, I think this is actually new to the show.
Yeah, I don't remember him having a Spurgo.
No, no.
But that's, again...
I'm not sick. I'm not sick. Look. This is 3 weeks old. Nobody lasts more than a day. Just look at they old to you. You would have killed me. She fucking killed me. When did it happen? It doesn't matter. You have to trust me. They're gonna
I've
catch
seen
us if we
happen,
don't run.
though. Where she was tested as positive.
Joel, we gotta move.
Yeah, I think it happened later, though. It was a different moment. I think. It's been a while for me, too. Yeah, take the gun, dude. Take the gun.
Nice. Good upgrade. I would have checked his body for some ammo, but,
But so they're hitting all the story beats. They're just like they're changing things a little bit just to make it work for TV, but they're not changing it ridiculously.
It's not like the Halo TV show where it has nothing to do with Halo at all.
Wait, what song is this?
Hey, that scene looks pretty good too. Good CT.
Is that the Tilted Towers? No, there's that one, like... There's that one very well-known level that happens in a tilted tower that looks exactly like that. They're doing so much stuff just for the fans, you know what I mean?
There's a few inaccuracies here and there, though.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, his daughter being black, and her daughter was literally white-haired, blue-eyed.
I'm gonna pause this so I don't
white-skinned.
get fucking copyrighted any more than I already am. Fuck.
But listen, Kyle, it's the current year. They had to do something like that.
I know, but it's our job to look at it with a critical eye. So there are some differences. But Joel's hairdo, like on the actor, the facial hair, the hairstyle, him getting like black and salt and black pepper like style hair, where it's mixed with gray there. That's accurate. That is on the right path there.
A lot of stuff is just shot for shot identical. A lot of stuff they try to deliver the lines the same way. They make some mistakes here and there. They change a few things, but it's overall like
So I gotta say, like, Marlene,
very faithful.
Looks pretty much just like she did in the game.
Really? I thought she had like frizzy hair in the game.
She had a bit frizzy hair, but like she pretty much looks right. With Ellie, like I get what everybody's saying. I think she at the very least sounds a bit like Ellie. At the very least, like her tones and inclinations.
She sounds a bit like her, but she doesn't look like her, and she doesn't have the body
She doesn't
language
look like
of her.
her at all.
So for the actress who's playing Ellie is actually doing a pretty convincing job of winning me over via time, but like it did definitely the opening shot. She doesn't quite have the look of Ellie though.
Yeah. So Arch, you don't know any of this stuff, right? You're completely ignorant of all this.
He's just a blondie. That's true.
Yes, from what I see, Ellie's character is from the TV show, not TV show, the game. From just screenshot, she looks clearly designed to be young and cute looking, like innocent is a better word, you know? The upturned nose, blue inquisitive eyes, small mouth, etc. Very clearly designed to give an idea of innocence, right? She looks like a kid. This character in the TV show, she doesn't look like a kid. She looks like a grown woman that's been dressed up as a child for reasons. She reminds me of Lindbergh.
I looked it up. Her actress is 19 years old now. When she first came to prominence, it was...
Really? She looks a lot older than that.
She's 19. When she first came to prominence was in 2016 in Game of Thrones Season 6. So how many years ago was that? 7 years ago. So she was, what, 12 back then? As Lyanna Mormont, she actually looks like she could be Ellie.
Lyanna Mormont, she looks more like Ellie.
She looks like she could be Ellie at that age, but she was 12 in that photo.
How old was Ellie in the video game? Do you remember?
I think she was between 12 and 14.
Okay, gotcha.
They're probably just like, oh, she was great in Game of Thrones, and they're like, wait, that was 7 years ago.
Yeah, it's like she's a little too old now.
There's also just that her facial features are wrong for this. Like, as a kid, she looked all right for the role, but now she looks... She's got this weird androgynous feel to her, and she looks way older than 19. Is that just me?
I could see her 19, but she does definitely look more androgynous than Ellie looked. Ellie was not an androgynous character. Okay, Arch, this is more for your benefit, but it will be interesting to compare. This is from The Last of Us Part 1 remake. It's a remake of the original game. All the Joel and Ellie cutscenes. We're just going to watch a few, and we're not going to watch all of them, and we're not going to watch the whole thing, but I just want to show you specifically, like...
Whoa. Come on now. Get on up.
Fuck away from her!
Let her go.
Well, you're recruiting kind of young, aren't you?
She's not one of mine.
Oh, shit. What happened?
Don't worry, this is fixable. I got us help.
Yeah, you were right, Kibs. They were in a room, not a hallway.
I can't come with you.
Well, then I'm staying.
Ellie, we won't get another shot at this.
We're smuggling her?
There's a crew of Fireflies that'll meet you at the Capitol building.
That's not exactly close.
You're capable. You hand her off, come back, the weapons are yours. Double what Robert sold me.
Speaking of which, where are they?
Back in our camp.
We're not smuggling shit until I see them.
So they're hitting the same story beats, and they're doing kind of the same things, but they have, I think that they have to change some of it, but it
Yeah, to
seems
make it
reasonably
more
faithful.
TV.
This is the same scene.
Wow, she's not wearing a jacket this time. I guess they just forgot about the jacket in the TV show, dumbasses.
Taking a little snap.
What are you doing?
Killing time.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
I am sure you will figure that out.
Your watch is broken.
So again, same scene. They just kind of paced it differently. I think I prefer the original for this one.
You mumble in your sleep.
Well, I still think the video game does a lot of things always
Hate bad
better.
dreams.
Yeah.
Because it was how the vision was intended to be.
Yeah, me too.
All right.
Don't do anything stupid.
Move.
Yeah, this scene
Turn
was
around,
different.
Underneath.
Yep, because it was a soldier they didn't have a history
Scan him, I'll
with.
call it in.
Yeah, that was added
Yeah,
for the
two
show,
of
I
them.
think.
Put your hands on your head.
This is Ramirez at Sector 12, requesting pickup for 3 stragglers.
They also called it in right away.
Look the
Yeah.
other way. I can make this worth your while.
Shut up.
Yep, and that's why a lot of the soldiers were looking for
Yeah.
their that sequence.
What's the ETA?
Couple minutes.
Oh, fuck! I thought we were just gonna hold him up or something.
Oh, shit.
No, they do
no,
find
they
out
figured
here.
out at the
Okay.
same point.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Marlene set us up? Why the hell are we smuggling an infected girl?
I'm not infected.
No? Just lying?
I can explain.
You better explain fast.
Look at this.
I don't care how you got infected.
It's 3 weeks old.
No, everyone turns within 2 days, so you stop bullshitting.
It's 3 weeks. I swear. Why would she set you up?
They take a lot better time explaining it here, though.
Tess, run. Run!
Go! Go! Move!
Okay, they
Right, okay,
do.
so-
They do, but I will say, I think showing the PTSD was probably a better way to do the scene.
Yeah, a couple of things. Joel had a better reaction in the show. Now, a soldier being on guard by himself is fucking retarded.
Yeah.
But that was a good scene. The PTSD was well explained, and it makes Joel feel more human. Whereas here, they both just fucking cold-heartedly kill a couple of soldiers like it's nothing.
Yes.
Like, and Ellie's reaction too. I think I know what I don't like, because this Ellie is way softer, gentler. She feels younger, more naive. Like she doesn't understand the seriousness of the situation. When she stabs the soldier, she says sorry, and it's like I thought we were just gonna hold them up. TV show, none of that. She just stabs him. The far more innocent delivery makes me instantly feel more for her. It makes her feel like a young kid in need of protection. Whereas in the TV show, there's far too much strong female character in the mix.
Yeah, she needs to be a little bit more naive. Like Ellie is a strong little lady, and she can actually take a punch. And she's also extremely vulgar, even in the game. But she also is inexperienced, and so death is still hard for her. Now, in the video game, it makes a lot more sense that Joel and Tess aren't bothered by death as much because they've dealt with it so much. They've become desensitized to it.
Oh yeah.
That's why in the video
Yeah.
game,
But, like-
they're not bothered by killing because they've killed before. Many
Yes.
times.
Well, in the show, it's implied that they've killed too, but like in the game, you actually, by the time you get to like the end of episode 1 in the show, you've already killed like dozens, if not 100 people.
Yeah,
but that's
you,
also
you
because
kill a lot of people over the course of the game.
It is
yeah.
because of like a video game, yes.
But I think you're right, Arch, is that they're like in case you haven't been able to tell at this point, they're trying to do a Joel finds a replacement daughter storyline, obviously, right? And to do that, you have to have Ellie be at least kinda likable.
Well, she needs to be a kid.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, the character in the TV show does not strike me as a kid at all. Like, at the absolute most optimistic, she strikes me as a late teenage know-it-all.
Yeah. I looked it up. She's 14 in the first game. She's 12 during the Discovering I'm a Lesbian DLC, and she's 19 in the second game. So she doesn't seem like a 14-year-old in this show.
There's again, I think that is the thing. There's too much strong female in this. Like, again, the whole stabbing the guy and just go rawr at the same time. Like, and the thing is too, in the clip you showed there where she tried to do the whole stabby thing to begin with, she was clearly shit at it and she was caught easily. Whereas in the TV show, like, she straight up fucking ambushes Joel, and solely because he's a ninja that he manages to stop her.
Let's go, episode 2. Enough intermission.
Well, this definitely wasn't in the game.
Nope.
Jakarta, Indonesia. Wow, we have we've seen changed rather violently. Please speak English. You know you want to.
Hello.
We are looking for zombies.
Wait, it's gonna be they're gonna do like a racist food thing, aren't they? You guys ate some weird mushrooms and now we're all infected.
Profesor Mikologi, Universitas Indonesia. Kita memiliki orang yang tepat.
This is all new.
Cordyceps tidak bisa bertahan pada manusia.
You say that, but we're going to show you something interesting now.
Oh, damn.
I didn't need that video game.
Wait, do I gotta censor these boobs? No!
I do.
So.
Extra work!
You have to censor the pubes, too.
This is why you have to support feminism, then. Gotta free the nipple.
Jail the nipple. Now. Oh, look, at least she took time to paint her toes. Isn't that nice?
Oof.
Yeah, it's fungus on the inside.
She's gonna chomp.
Nah, she'd open her eyes first, so to really freak you out. Wriggly tentacles?
The little tendrils in the mouth, that's new, Dev, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the transmission method now. Because remember, they removed the spores. They now transmit via tentacle sex.
That's why when they were on top of people, they kept, like, mouthing over them, because the tentacles were planting more fungi bits. Still feels like an unnecessary change, if you ask me.
Lalu pekerja yang lain bagaimana?
14 orang hilang.
That's a lot.
Jadi apa yang harus kami lakukan?
Bom seluruh kota. Dan seluruh orang yang ada di dalamnya.
That is admirably cold, and I appreciate that.
I like how the general dude's like, holy shit.
Saya ingin bersama dengan keluarga, dengan suami dan anak-anak saya.
Hold on. Wait on your woman moment for a second. At least be like, wait to bomb till I've left with my family. But no, she's like, I just want to go home and get bombed now.
Well, she's probably thinking that she might be infected because she was just in there, right?
But how? She was in a vacuum-sealed suit.
Yeah.
Plus, remember, again, it's not airborne.
This intro is still creatively bankrupt. I can't get over it.
It's like, I don't like these deviations. Like, it feels like the show is thinking to itself, I actually kind of wanted to do a different zombie apocalypse thing. Though, like, we don't need these 10 minutes, this is what happened before.
Yeah, because all these scenes is trying to justify the changes to the lore as to why it's not spore-based anymore.
Yeah.
Which is retarded.
There's like 20 minutes of pointless justification.
Because the zombies are spores, like... It invalidates. So the reason why that zombie was on the wall arch is because the next stage, what happens is they start emitting those spores, because that's how they continue to infect and continue to spread.
Yeah, they turn into giant mushrooms. They just start blowing spores everywhere.
Yeah, but now that doesn't make any sense for them to do that. There's no reason for it.
The whole point of like the zombie reproduction in the game was that it would make spore zones underground.
Yep, and that has now been invalidated, which kind of undermines the whole reproductive process.
I think the reason that the clickers were blind is because they were sensitive to light, and so that drove them underground to. Oh,
sensitive to UV. Hence why the clickers, when they're at that stage, go underground to then turn into the big giant spores, which produce more airborne spores.
They just watch all night to make sure she didn't turn overnight.
Back there, you can find a spot.
It's Boston. I think any spot is as good as any other.
There's not gonna be anything bad in here?
Just you.
Oh, funny.
I mean, you can still just piss in a
Racism
toilet.
against the infected.
Racism against the infected. Delicious hardtack.
Bit chewy.
At least it's not bugs.
Is that chicken?
Yep. Arlington, they get it from smugglers. Guess not you guys.
Ouch.
I'm gonna talk to you like you're an adult.
Because you are. Because you're 19.
We've heard this a million times. Vaccines, miracle cures. None of it works. Ever.
Fuck you, man. I didn't ask for this.
You and me both. This isn't gonna end well, Tess. We need to go back.
You know what? This scene is the same as the game as well. They're really sticking to it.
I had the same conversation.
Yeah, the exact same same lines.
If she so much as twitches.
Don't.
That's kind of funny.
Pick up your sandwich.
Yeah, eat your fucking chicken sandwich.
Can
What's
I have
wrong?
a gun?
Absolutely not.
Okay, Jesus, fine. I'll just throw a fucking sandwich at them.
I mean, fair enough.
Whoa.
Jurassic Park theme music.
Daylight, huh?
Just because it's got overgrown buildings. He's like, yes.
Look, there's even the dinosaurs there.
That's not dinosaurs. Those are birds.
Birds are dinosaurs, Kyle. That's what Jurassic Park told me.
He's like, they were Tyrannosaurus Rexes.
We should get moving.
Before the T-Rex finds us.
And, dude, they have the same leaning tower. It's great. They knew what was iconic about the first game, and they put it in there.
So we could do this, so we could basically be like, I remember.
Moon.
Yep.
Is this where they
I'm
fought?
remembering. I wonder how much of this is CG and how much of it is like they dressed up a street.
So the state house is across there. It's about a 10-minute walk.
Well,
if
the
you go
crumbly towers, I would have to say, are
Long
definitely
way or
CG.
short way.
I mean,
No, they built
it's the long way
entire
or the we're fucking
building
dead
and
way.
knocked it down.
Oh, they're doing the hotel.
This is CG. You can actually see the hard cut slightly off in the distance.
Yeah. So yeah, they're going to the hotel and they're just doing the levels of the game. It's kind of nice to see them just stick to it.
You'll know it when they're close.
I didn't know last time.
So it was just you in there alone?
Yeah,
How old are you?
14.
19.
No, you're not.
Well, I mean, you got some balls on you, sister.
Thanks.
Also, you weren't alone in there, you liar.
Don't
I
bring
play-
up that cringy DLC.
I played the DLC.
Nobody's gonna be coming after you, right? Like mom, dad, boyfriend.
I'm an orphan, and no.
Because she's a lesbian.
Everyone
Did you
said
know
the open
that?
city was crazy.
Hey, that DLC was made during current year
Like
politics
swarms
weeks.
of infected
To be
women
fair,
everywhere.
she didn't point it out
Exactly
cringily
like
like that one scene in Discovery where they force the pronouns in out of nowhere. It makes no fucking sense. They just like use these pronouns to this character. It's like, oh Jesus, why is this in the script?
She could have made a deal out of this. Like, no, actually, I'm a lesbian. It's my identity.
And she
I'm
didn't.
on shrug.
And she didn't. And yeah, just let it be.
What was that?
That was the mating call of the average Bostonian. Wow, food.
Yeah, man.
Ducks.
Put bullets inside of them.
Oh, look.
Stop it, Frog.
Pepe's playing a tune.
I know, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is the hotel lobby, right?
Yeah.
I feel like wandering around in knee-high water with zombie infection around is a terrible idea, but then again, that's just me.
Yeah.
You could get a cut, an injury, you could trip.
Yeah, just in general, wandering around in knee-high, stale water is a bad idea. That is plastic, and you can see the fucking plastic mold lines.
Yep.
Well, good attempt, I guess.
Yep. And you know what? To the story's credit, she's acting a bit more naive this episode, which is what you wanted, Arch.
I mean, that was incredibly annoying, the thing she just did, but yeah.
Well, naivete and annoyingness kind of go together.
She's a little kid.
She
she's
pretty
a little
much
kid
acted like this in the game too, so.
Yep. Yep. They're doing just shot for shot, scene for scene, interaction for interaction. They're just making the show. No excuses, no nonsense. No, we can't do this. No, there's not enough content in the original lore. They're just doing it.
Come on, it wasn't that
I'm
bad.
very impressed.
Maybe that one.
Just shoulder the doors in, man. It's okay.
Right. Well, I mean, maybe
He's
I
like
could climb up
56.
there,
You
work
fucking
my way
shouldered the
around.
door in. Now, they do have high-powered fucking rifles, so, you know, opening the door wouldn't actually be a problem.
Yeah, a locked door in an abandoned post-apocalyptic building is not that
Well,
big of a deal. Just
you don't want
open
to
it.
waste ammunition. And you also don't want to make loud noises.
And also, Mythbusters did
Uh,
test it out where
I'm gonna need a few minutes.
you can actually shoot locks off with
Oh, you can't?
yeah.
Oh, you absolutely can. You just need to know where the lock is.
Yeah,
You don't
most doors
shoot
aren't made
the
to be-
lock, you shoot the locking pin.
You know, the whole Ellie with the switchblade thing was actually a game mechanic. Because the shivs you could craft were like insta-kill for zombies. Whenever you played as Ellie, she had a knife that could just insta-kill constantly to make it easier.
There's others.
I actually like this more sympathetic Joel, or Joe, or Pablo.
Joel.
Joel, you got it right.
Whatever the hell he is. Because he's not just a killing machine, he's just a human now.
Well, yeah,
I
it's
kinda
not
like
a
that.
video game. Video game,
Yeah.
you gotta have action sequences, or video
Don't
game
have
boring.
to, Kyle.
Where you stealth kill 30 soldiers.
That was always funny.
Wow, the dye in those pillows have survived remarkably well.
Hold on. They've completely remade that one scene. Do you recognize this, Kibbs?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, it's the first encounter with a clicker. They remade the set. Like, talk about attention to detail.
Oh, that's a good one. It's pretty much just like from the game.
Yep.
Well, that's disgusting. Why are they doing that?
The last
Zombie
time we were
orgy,
here, they were
baby.
Still deep inside the buildings. Then I guess enough people came through looking for the QZ. We went inside seeking shelter. And that's how they got more and more of the city bit by bit, year after year.
Oh, they
Like
react to the
sunlight,
sun.
though. Yeah.
You step on a patch of cordyceps in one place, and you can wake a dozen infected from somewhere else. Now they know where you are, now they come. You're not immune from being ripped apart.
I don't remember that, though.
The underground fiber optic.
Yep. We're doing
Hive
the
mind.
fucking Avatar thing. Because fungi intelligent now.
I'm pretty sure we've seen like underground cordyceps stuff.
No.
We have, but not to the way she just described it. That was different.
Yeah, it doesn't
But
work like that.
The semi, like hive mind stuff, that's new.
Oh, it's the zombies that are communists. They're all collectivized.
So you're saying this show's actually based?
Okay, you just said that if you touch some of the cordyceps, that everyone around knows, right? Are you gonna go into this really? Don't touch it, dude.
Dry and dead, I guess. Yeah.
It's still weird that they're near it
Yeah.
without masks.
I guess this is their way to try and replicate the feel of unease of entering a fungal environment without having the breathable spores.
More ground
Yeah.
rules.
I guess.
We're gonna go slowly.
Yeah.
If we come up against anything, you get behind us and you stay there, okay?
Again, I don't see. Well, no, I do see the point of why they did remove the mask. It's because Pablo Escobar there needs to be visualized.
hand.
Yep.
Congratulations.
That's
Pablo.
why we have the unnecessary flashbacks that add really nothing, but just exposition. Yeah, at least the environments look good again.
Yeah.
I've covered in the fungus. It looks like it's infected. It's weird without the masks and, you know, having to worry about that.
The Boston Tea Party, where a bunch of Americans dressed as up in blackface and threw British tea overboard.
They're pretty based.
Who would you hear?
Yeah, clickers.
Are you saying an attempted did that? Because I've been attacked by one and it wasn't like that.
Okay, from this point forward, we are silent. Not quiet. Silent.
What?
No question.
You're still whispering, though.
Ah, yes, old wooden stairs. The quietest approach ever.
Well, what do you want? You want them to fly up there?
True, they don't have much of a choice, but it's like it kind of undermines this whole thing. Like, we're gonna be quiet. No, you're not. Ooh, cannons.
And this is where you unlock the shotgun.
No doubt, this is where they meet the Miniman.
From Fallout 4.
You know, houses don't behave like that. They don't just randomly go, I'm gonna collapse now.
Yeah, it's like a slow process. Oh, there it is.
Oh my god, what was that? Was that a zombie?
Yep, there's the clickies.
Yep.
Boys.
The reason they click is because they use echolocation, because they can't see.
No, that's not the case, Dev. It's not how echolocation works.
Yeah, but that's how it works in the game.
And
also,
that's not how this works.
And the reason they can't see is because they're really sensitive to light now. After they've been infected for this long.
Yep, their face is just a big mushroom now.
Are they immune to bullets?
Nope.
So...
But it takes a lot of them.
Remember, shooting a gun in a city filled with Zambus.
Also, if you're fighting an echolocative enemy, you don't want to be shooting.
Actually, you do.
Do you? Why?
Because it'll blow out their fucking ears.
No, not really.
Only if you're close enough.
No, they will. Like, why do you think sonar stops working when there's like depth charges nearby?
Oh, fair enough, eh? I mean, in the game, if you shoot, they all just charge you. So.
Klutz.
Watch where you're running, man. It's like those enemies in Resident Evil where you gotta hit gongs to make them run around.
Oh god, I remember this.
Zoom in so that you can't see the zombie getting closer. That way, when the zombie suddenly appears, Kyle will be frightened and scream like a woman.
Here we go.
Hi. Less of a jump scare than I expected. I actually kind of appreciate the fact that they're trying to build the atmosphere instead of simply just the boom. Luckily, the ancient wooden floor has stopped creaking at this point.
The topic of Kyle being a woman. Why do you keep drawing yourself with boobs and pregnant and womb tattoos? KIBS, you gotta tell us something. What's going on here?
It's not my fault. I can't control the artist.
The fan art of you being a girl?
It's out of control.
Oh.
The spurt zombie.
I feel like the gut shots aren't really working, my dude. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
You gotta blow off the giant.
Do that earlier.
The giant mushroom on their heads. And there you go.
It seems like headshots do just fine, so it seems like the best way to deal with them is to walk up to one, rest the 357 against their heads, and boom.
Well, they're lucky that there's only two. Not...
Yeah, when there's a lot of them, you're kind of fucked.
You're right. You fucking kidding me?
And again?
I mean, if it was gonna happen to one of us.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah.
So, do these zombies react to noise? Is that it is? Because
yep,
they do.
They don't
like,
seem
in
to.
the game, you can like
You can use noise to distract them, yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, I know, it looks scary.
That was scary. This is wood.
Okay, child.
Just wait
Enjoy
there.
falling.
Give us a minute.
Just go and watch her.
Pedro thinks you're being a bit fucking snappy.
Now, this is actually the way it was in the game, too. She was in charge, and he was kind of being ordered around, and was kind of a big old grump about everything.
Iconic scene.
Yep. Kibs, is this where the tripwires start coming in? Do you recall?
I can't remember.
Lilith, how about
So-
you? Because, like, this looks like a level from the game, Kibs and Lilith, if you remember.
This
But, like,
is a level.
yeah, there was a tripwire between the front of the truck and the car in the background. They positioned it like exactly like the level was. There's such incredible attention to detail. It's probably almost too much, you know?
Well, I'd much rather have like too much attention to detail than like
And not enough.
What the fuck is going
Halo.
on?
Yeah, fuck. Or like Kenobi or whatever. Fuck, holy shit. So many bad shows and movies out there.
She's acting irrationally.
Holy shit.
Oh, hey, look, there's a shotgun.
I mean,
He
there's
can
gotta be
unlock it now.
A fucking radio or something, right? Our luck had to run out sooner or later.
Ah, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
She's infected.
Oh, fuck!
He's sleeping now.
Yeah, it's moving. They all know, baby.
This is new, by the way.
This is new. This is new.
So, gunshots, no big deal. But the myocardial network, well,
Yeah, I'm not sure I feel about that.
So I think
Well,
in the
it's a
game,
nice
like it's
story
soldiers
mechanic.
that chase them.
Yeah, soldiers show up here, yeah. And you have to fight off a bunch of human enemies. Now it's zombies.
Because Fedra does show up.
How many?
Yeah.
All of them. Maybe a minute.
interestingly, they seem to be going more for the idea of the main characters being human. Like, they're not vilifying Fedra.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Making sure that they don't follow you.
I mean, even in the game, Fedra wasn't quote-unquote evil. They were doing what they had to survive.
Yeah, but you were killing them by the dozen, I bet.
You
Yes,
were. You were. But, I mean, they were also pretty... They were sometimes a bit too far. They still, like, indiscriminately, you know, hung people in the town square.
Say who you can say.
Well, criminals. But we didn't know.
Yeah, communist dev criminals.
Yeah, they were military court, you know, pretty fair and balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dev's like, I don't believe
Justifiable
you.
hangings.
Oh, okay, that's different. Yeah, this isn't... Didn't she just kill herself, if I remember right?
Yeah, she shot herself. There was no, like, heroic
No,
standoff.
she fought off the soldiers, and then
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
she killed, I believe, 2, and then she got killed by the soldiers afterwards.
Right,
okay.
right.
As the player, you actually get a chance to ambush the soldiers afterwards and get revenge for Tess. Or you can
But,
just run away.
You better do it.
Oh, come on.
You gotta do it now, dude.
Don't worry, a lighter isn't hot enough to touch off that fuel anyways.
It's not?
Nope. Well, TV show. You don't need to do that. Oh, okay, thank you. very
Oh,
much.
that's a bit fucking weird.
Yeah, thanks.
Somebody's masturbating right now, I swear to God.
Yeah,
Oh,
Somebody
right.
somewhere.
That's a bit gross.
Also, that's not how a hand grenade is cook off either. But never mind, details.
But yeah, a lot of that scene was the same. Like her revealing that she had been bit, the whole thing.
No,
Yeah.
except for like, you know,
Yeah.
the whole
Except for
sacrifice
zombies
and the
stuff,
weird
the end, but, like,
kissing.
The end was different, but the most of the scene was the same. Wow. So there we go. Episodes 1 and 2 down the hatch.
Yep.
I'm stunned at how good it was. I was expecting like complete and total nonsense.
No, that was actually pretty good. Like the changes that they made, while some were a bit strange. I think like the kiss was probably requested by the actress. Like she probably wanted to go out in like a weird but memorable way. So
Yeah, or maybe not the kiss itself, but like the actual,
maybe I don't know.
the actual, sacrificing yourself to stop the zombie horde thing.
And again, I actually quite appreciate the fact that they're making the characters not, psychotic murder hobos as they were in the game.
Yes.
That's actually a good change. I'm not that wowed by the show itself, like the whole pacing, etc. It's kind of slow, it's kind of meh. I'm frankly not that invested in this supposed child. But the simple fact that it's not awful is already much.
See, for me, one, it's the fact that they actually are following the game as much as they are, which is a miracle in this day and age. But as you say, for the show itself, Ellie's not nearly as interesting as she was in the game, but Joel is still pretty interesting. Joel is about as interesting as he was.
It's going to be interesting to see how they go forward, because the thing that's going to make or break the show is the interaction between Joel and Ellie is the same way as it was in the video game. Because it was their interactions that sold the game.
Yeah, the entire premise of the game was based on their relationship. And if they don't do that right, then there is no Last of Us. Still, I'm surprised. I mean, I expected to only be watching bad stuff on this channel, And here we are watching like at least an okay to decent show.
I'm okay with that. We don't always have to be watching Trainwreck. I mean, we're not watching that shitty Velma show at least.
Hold on. We should start Velma. We should change gears and switch over to Velma instead.
No. This show isn't shitty enough. We must.
Now we know how
torture
Dev
ourselves.
operates.
Naomi is like, Dev, do you want to watch Velma with me? And I'm like, listen, there's no good answer to this question. Because either I'm watching Velma or you think I don't want to spend time with you.
Don't worry. Just the first episode. I think she'll change her mind.
Well, final thoughts then, everyone?
I think it's pretty good. I mean, they changed some stuff from the game, obviously, but nobody expected a one-to-one recreation. But what they did recreate was actually fairly faithful. Like, they created, like, the major sceneries, the major vistas, and, like, the major plot points, for the most part. Like, but of course with some changes, which, just to make things a little bit more interesting. I find it very interesting that they changed the dates to make it before without explicitly stating it or say it to your face, like, this is what we're doing and this is 2013, guys. Oh, this is what would happen if something happened 10 years ago. I don't know how much that would change, like.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they did that. In the original game, the past was set in 2013 because 2013 was the year the game came out, and then the present was 2033, and now the past is 2003 and the present is 2023, which is our current year. So I guess they wanted to make it relatable somehow either way, but I'm not sure why they made that change. But
it doesn't really change
unoffensive.
Yeah.
It was fairly faithful to the video game. There's some weird, unnecessary changes. Like, if they just didn't do the fungal retcon thing, like, I think the show would be a little better because it would be more faithful to the original source material. I think Arch is correct. I think that the whole reason for the change was down to the actor not wanting to have his face covered up. But I still have to beg the question, like, the gas masks that Joel wear, like, you could just use a different one where you can see their face.
It's
not
the whole
that
face,
big of
yeah.
a deal.
I also
Like-
don't think Joe wears a gas mask throughout the entire game, anyways.
Only parts of it.
He does.
In parts of it, he
but
does,
it's
yeah.
only it's
He
very
does-
small
he does
sections
when,
in the
like,
game.
He does when, like, the room is, like, fumigated with the spores.
Yeah.
He does a couple points in the game, and that's honestly, I think that's the thing that bugs me the most, is because, like, it's such a little thing. It's like, he could have just worn the mask, and those sections were short. And in this show, they skip most of those combat sequences anyways, and so those gas mask quote-unquote sections would have been incredibly short.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. In, like, the game itself, there was even a section where they find, like, a smuggler with his mask broken, and you have to either put him out of his misery or leave him to suffer.
Yep, that was a cool moral
yeah.
quandary.
Yep.
Oh, you're right, Lilith. I completely forgot about that sequence. That wasn't even in the game. Or in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think like the reason why they didn't do it in a show is because like, oh, then the audience is gonna question why aren't they wearing masks or in sections
It
where
might
they should
have
be.
to do with the fact that masks right now are also a delicate social thing. Because
I don't think that's it. Like,
no, I can actually launch the
These
argument
aren't
for this.
these aren't little
Okay.
masks. These are like gas masks.
Yeah, but masks
is
are
there like
masks.
breaking
I don't think that was the
pilot
reason at all.
masks?
Well, let's
Because
hear
here's the
Archer's
thing.
logic, though. Let's hear Archer's logic.
The show so far has been studiously inoffensive to our point of view. In fact, it's been studiously inoffensive to any point of view. It's simply been a retelling. And that makes me think they seem to be going out of their way to do this. And if the objective is to create good television that people want to watch, that avoids all of the current year drama, etc., they probably would want to avoid the mask thing too, just even the inference or suggestion of it, because that was a big deal.
I feel like leaving it out raises more questions.
Exactly, though, but that's the thing. Like, leaving it out raises more questions for the lore. The only reason to remove it is either A, Pedro Pascal and his ego is we're like, well, I have to wear a mask for like 5 minutes in 2 hours of TV show. Which I can see it, but I'm also like, that's weird.
But he
Removing
also
the masks is
played
still a bad thing.
the Mandalorian.
Because they had to work in like 2 scenes. One massive exposition dump at the beginning that was completely unnecessary, and then an entire flashback sequence to characters that don't matter in Jakarta, to just simply explain the whole like fungal thing again. And these scenes were disjointed, they weren't necessary, and they were there to try to justify the reason for its existence. And in the show, before the show went like live, the writers and the runners actually talked about like, oh, the audience is like, we're doing things this differently, and it's gonna be a big deal, it's gonna be really cool. And so far the only payoff has been there's little tendrils that come out of their mouth, and there's like a really gross kiss scene that just was kind of like, ooh, that's just gross. I mean the zombies are supposed to be gross, but that was just a completely different field of weird.
There's one final thing that I think we should touch on real briefly before we end off the night. Usually, when we talked about a show on my channel or your channel or someone else, Gundam or Critical Drinker or Mauler or whoever talks about shows in this way, I've noticed that a core component of the conversation is the social media backlash because the show is bad, right? With Kenobi, it was Reva. With Lord of the Rings, it was the Black Elf, but it was really fucking everything, right? Like, there's a lot of that shit, and people say, well, you just hate the show because you're racist, and some people are just racist, and some people, they're like, well, why did you have to race swap this character? You saw a lot of posts like this, where people were complaining that Joel's daughter was changed from a white blonde girl to a half-black girl with frizzy hair. Complaint, if we're gonna remove the racist aspect of it, because I'm sure some of them were just racist, but the actual substance of the complaint is that Joel is supposed to be reminded of his daughter when he sees Ellie, so they're supposed to look somewhat similar. And the 2 actresses they got in this show look nothing alike.
It is a pointless change. It does not improve the story in any way. It only damages it. But she's only in the show for a little bit and then dies.
Yes.
Like, it's not a big deal. Meanwhile, Arondir is shoved in your fucking face every 5 seconds, and when the entire show is bad, it is easy to focus on the bad parts of it. Whereas here, again, he's a race swap daughter, she's there, she goes through the motions, then she dies, and it's like, okay, that was it. And every other character seems to be okay, so...
Yeah. And you know what? She was still a competent actress. She still did the job of playing the character very well.
So far, I say she did a better job than Ellie.
Yeah, she actually did a pretty good job. I think my only complaint was that by changing her race to like mixed or black, they played into the trope of the black character dies first.
Oh yeah, that's right, eh? Damn.
That's true.
There's also the weird... Okay, so watermelon in the fucking freezer. He steals $20 to fix his watch. Like, why?
Yeah, in the in the original game, there was no watermelon in the fridge, and she saved up her money to fix the watch, and that was the gift. That was a strange
Weird choices.
Yeah. Let's make the one character we race swapped into a watermelon eating thief.
I mean,
That's a bit strange.
It's most likely that the set dressers didn't even notice it.
Your racist spider senses are not as advanced as mine.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And I think the set dressers would have noticed it, because who puts like a full quarter watermelon slice just in the fridge? You know what the worst part is? I went back to the watermelon slice picture.
Yeah.
It's got fucking freezer burns on it.
Just been in there for years as they wait to do the shot.
Somebody requisitioned that thing like ages in advance and had to put it in there. Like they knew.
You
There's
know
no
what
way
they're
they
doing?
didn't.
There was leftover like chicken in there that his brother was eating out of.
It was like
so
wings,
it's entirely
yeah.
possible that they were trying to make it look like, you know, it's cozy, or not cozy, but like a little bit slobby, like in terms of like, you know, the stuff that's there. Because isn't Joel, if I remember right, he doesn't have, his wife isn't with him anymore, is dead.
No, his wife left him and left the
Yeah.
kid behind.
And so he's kind of a single dad, and so it's
Yep.
giving that single dad vibe, a little bit unclean, a little bit, rugged.
Ah yes, single dads and their fucking random ass watermelons.
Oh, also, wait.
Yeah, I
in
don't
race,
know.
in race swapping Joel's daughter, he must have had sex with a black woman who then abandoned her child. That makes that a whole lot worse.
Oh,
Jesus.
no.
Yeah, because like, in the original lore of the game, Joel's wife walked out on him like a year into their relationship, and he just kept the kid.
Yep.
So
and
if that's the same lore, then she just like up and left.
This
Oh,
is a
God.
win. That I don't know if they think it's the win they think it is, but it is
Yep.
there.
Last of Us turns out is actually just hyper based and red pilled. Watches Nick Fuentes every weekend.
I will say this too, though. One thing I also noticed is the fucking stunt people in this show fucking went for it. Like the scene where she tries to ambush Joel, like Pablo fucking chucks that little bitch. You know, the wall bulges from the impact.
And also the zombies that are like running and crashing into things and jumping over everything, they're just falling all over the place. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the actors are putting their entire Zombussy into it.
Zombussy?
Zombussy.
Yeah.
It was a surprisingly decent show, which is weird. It exists and it isn't complete garbage.
Yeah, I'm stunned. Are we gonna keep watching it every week? I guess.
Well, now that it's good, is there any point?
Yeah, I was thinking that too. We do gotta switch gears to Velma.
Well, for fuck's sake, you guys have problems.
Before it begins, goddammit, Kibs, fix your mic.
Fix what?
Your mic keeps going off like randomly. You can just hear like background noises all the time.
Really? I'm gonna
Yeah.
move it. Strange.
Wow, boomer. I just gate that shit.
You're pulling a Sargon right now.
Oh Jesus, that's fucking bad.
No, that's it. Hurts my feelings.
True, fungi cannot survive if its host's internal temperature is over 94 degrees.
Hold on
And
a second.
currently there are no reasons for...
Kibs, your mic is going crazy again. What happened?
Oh God. For some reason I was like, why is there's like a mammogram going off in the background? Like,
Yeah.
There, I have moved now.
And now he's quiet.
You're actually very quiet now. Jesus.
Really? How quiet? How if I do this?
I mean, I've cranked you up to 135 and I can barely hear you.
the world were to get slightly warmer. Well, now there is reason to evolve.
Climate change caused it.
And an Ascomycetes.
Climate change has caused everything.
Cordyceps, aspergillus, any one of them could become capable of burrowing into our brains and taking control.
Wait,
not of
Kibs, are you still
billions
there?
of us, but billions of us. Billions of puppets with
Oh my God,
poisoned
dude.
minds.
What the fuck's going on with you today? 'Cause I can barely hear you.
What? It shouldn't be any quieter.
Is it just me?
No, he's just boomering.
What's
Yeah, you.
happening? Tell me.
It sounds like your volume's at 10%, man.
I haven't changed anything. Maybe my stuff is starting to break. I don't know.
Maybe go into like your sound panel outside of Discord, like your Windows sound panel, and see what your mic levels are at.
I mean, it should be fine.
Crank that shit up, KIBS.
Even louder. How about now? Is that any better?
Jesus, what the fuck happened?
What, is it too loud now? I'll turn it down.
Not only is it too loud, all the background noise is back.
Alright, is that any better? Is the background noise gone?
I set you to 200 and I can hear you now, but there's like a loud hum in the background whenever you talk. No, it's not that loud. It's like only kind of loud.
Yeah, but that's not...
What's going on?
Oh, I can hear it now.
That sounds like it might be an improperly seated audio cable. So try like, do you use like XLR connections for your mics?
That's not connected.
Gee, I can't even understand you at this point. It's all just humming. Okay, what you should do is unplug your XLR connectors. You know, give them a little dust off and plug them back in. Are you back?
Should be.
It sounds the exact same. Okay, if you wiggle the cord at the end of the connector and talk at the same time, you try doing that for each end.
Yeah? Anything here?
Nope.
How about here?
That's it. That's the broken one. You probably have a break. You probably have a break in your XLR cable.
Okay, well, get a replacement.
Okay, so chat. Did you tell your chat the story of what happened today? Of your failure, KIBS?
Yeah,
how you were an hour late and then your cable didn't work?
I told them in Galactic Civ stream, I was like, so I showed up and was like, hey Dev, how you doing? Dev's like, I'm a homosexual. I'm like, okay, you know, that's cool for you. I'm not judging.
Yeah.
Totally how that went down. And then my mic stopped working because Dev was being fat and very loud, which caused an earthquake.
How it happened, eh?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Caused me to fall on my microphone and bump the cable.
Firstly, like I've had XLR cables fail in that exact way before, so I recognized the sound as soon as I heard it. I was like, KIBS, your XLR is fucked up. And so
I'm actually glad you noticed because I was trying to figure out what the fuck was wrong with it.
Was that the first time it had been happening, or?
This is the first time I've ever had to replace my XLR cable.
Okay. Has it been making that noise since before this morning?
For about a year.
Oh, are you fucking serious?
I know, but it was so, like, anytime I'd unplug it and plug it back in, it was just, like, fixed. I was like, huh, that's weird. Like, it would just seemingly fix itself. It's gotten progressively worse in the last month.
You could have just wiggled it. We could have done the recording.
It's unstable.
You muppet.
Like, it's occasionally fuzzes anyways.
It's not that unstable. You've been streaming all day.
Yeah, but I also have the music of the game turned up, so it covers it up when it does act up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.